Hiya, I am back and today I wanted to talk a little bit about pre-orders. It's pretty rare that I actually pre-order anything because I'm just not very good at committing. I'm not very good at reading things when I get them, so to me it kind of seems a little bit like pointless to pre-order something if I'm not gonna just immediately want to pick it up. Like I might as well just wait and get it when I see it in a shop. And I think it probably helps my bank balance a little bit that I don't just pre-order everything that I'm excited about. But I have made a few exceptions to that general rule recently. And I saw Leanne at Literary Divergence talking about things that she has pre-ordered, and I thought actually like I would talk about the things that I'm genuinely like so excited about that I need them the day they come out. And I think the thing that's really swung it is my first book, and that is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, to nobody's surprise whatsoever. Obviously Fourth Wing is like the most hyped book of 2023, and I read it about a month ago, and initially I thought this is so hyped, there's no way I can live up to it, and it's like the first book I've ever read that absolutely lived up to the hype for me. It was 5 stars. I adored it. Like, do I think it's the most brilliant thing I've ever read? Like, technically, no. Did I absolutely love every second of it? Yes. So I am one of those people who's quite tempted to take the day off work to read Iron Flame when it comes out. I mean, the ending of Fourth Wing, I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. And also, I put on Instagram when I finished reading it, has anybody finished Fourth Wing? Because I need to talk. And my cousin came back to me and said yes. And she lives in the US and she's coming over the day after. She was like, am I using my 8-hour flight to get to you to read for Iron Flame? Yes, I am. So I thought, actually, it would make sense to have finished it by the time she gets here so that we can talk, we can debrief. She has theories. So I am just really excited about that, and it's quite fun actually because I do quite often just kind of like, I am such a mood reader that I cannot get myself to commit to reading something when it comes out. So it would be really nice to actually just be riding the wave of the hype rather than sort of swimming afterwards like, hey, I've actually finished it now, let's chat. So that will be amazing. So I'm really excited about that one. I think I am probably gonna read it on Audible, which I did last time, and I actually really loved it. Like, for me, the audio narration really made it, and I just sat there and I could get on with other things. Were there points that made me cry? Yes. Was I in Tesco's? Yes. Do I want to put myself through that again? It seems so. So yeah, super excited for the new Fourth Wing book. Sorry, there's a small fly here. Weird. And then the next thing, also massive hype around, is the next Heartstopper. I am such a huge Alice Oseman stan. I've read everything that she's written, and I have all of my copies signed by her. I used to work for Hachette Children's, so who published these, and on my last day Alice Oseman happened to be in the office, and they organised like a meet and greet for all the staff and let me go first, and she signed every copy of Heartstopper that I have. So it's my little stack, and I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to work to find her to get her to sign the next ones because I don't work there anymore. But I am just absolutely disgustingly excited to read the next in the instalment. I love Nick and Charlie so much, and it was absolutely my wholesome comfort read in COVID. Like, I just love, like, it, you know, it's just, I think everyone kind of knows the synopsis by now. Like, it's basically boy meets boy and you go from there, and I love it because it's so low stakes. Like, it's really cozy read, it's really reassuring for me. They deal with trauma and like some tough stuff, but it's always handled in a really, like, I was gonna say gentle doesn't feel like the right word. It's really handled in a kind of well considered, like, just lovely way that is, you know, you're gonna be safe with Alice Oseman, basically. Like, she can tackle some really big subjects, And yeah, I just want to see what they get up to, and I'm intrigued to see the developments in their relationship. And I love the families. I love Tori. Like, I had a sudden moment there where I was like, is that her name? Yeah, that's her name. His sister, Charlie's sister, and I want to see Nellie again. I love Nellie. I've got a little pin of Nellie somewhere. And yeah, so just really, really excited to dive back into that world, and I don't want to wait any longer, and I think I'm probably going to try and do a reread of all the Heartstopper books beforehand. And so that comes out on the 7th of December. Sorry, I should have said Iron Flame is out on 7th of November, Heartstopper's out 7th of December. I've had to write this down. But yeah, so that's nice. They're like nicely spaced apart. Like, I can binge Iron Flame, I will have got over that excitement and probably be in book hangover and just in time to be picked back up again by Heartstopper. And then hopefully my friends and family can come through over Christmas and there will be more books. But if they don't, on the 9th of January, we have got the Atlas Paradox. No, oh my gosh, the Atlas Complex. So I have read the Atlas 6 and then I was holding off reading the Atlas Paradox because I didn't want to read them both and then forget, and then the third one come out and me be like, well, I don't remember what happened, and never finish the series. So I've kind of held out a little bit. I do have the main grasp of what happens in book one. I actually absolutely loved it when I was reading it. Like, it was so good. I really enjoyed all the characters. You've got 6 really incredible magic wielders. I forgot how they refer to them in the book, but they've all got these different abilities, and they all got taken to this. Well, they got taken. They voluntarily go to this sort of like a university where they kind of hone their skills and they're working together until they realise that one of them's not going to make it. And yeah, I loved the unfolding of it. Olivia Blake's writing is gorgeous. Like, it feels really decadent. There's just so much in there. The detail's great. Like, the word choices is really beautiful. So I was really excited to read book 2, but I thought I'll wait until there's a release date, and now there is a release date and I can pre-order it and I'm excited. And so I think I might crack Atlas Paradox open over Christmas and then do Atlas Complex in the new year. Should be exciting. And then the next thing that I'm really excited about is S.T. Gibson's newest book. It's called An Education in Malice, and it's out on the 13th of February. I read A Dowry of Blood, which is like it sort of focuses on Dracula's wives. It's not really a retelling, because it's not really a side of the story that you ever really get. But yeah, it focuses on Dracula's brides and actually Dracula's spouses. And it's one of the first books that I've ever read that deals with polyamory in a really like open and kind of respectful way. It's not like cast as being something really like weird and horrible. So it's sort of kind of celebrated and just accepted, and it's just how they interact, and it's dealt with, like, it's talked about, like, when they bring in a new person to their dynamic, like that is kind of the way that person then fits in, and how the different people that are already in the relationship sort of deal with it and cope with it and change and move together. That is talked about, and I just thought that was so interesting, and like it's so well done, and I found it really, really interesting and really fun to read about that. It's definitely something that I would like to read about more in future, and it's queer. Like, there's lots of representation of like different dynamics between the characters regardless of their gender, which I loved, and it's just like it's just really beautifully done. Like, it feels really like decadent and luxurious and gothic and everything you'd want from that, and in a way that I haven't read in anything else. So I was really surprised. I didn't really expect anything from the book. I got it as part of the Fairy Loop subscription, and my hopes were kind of low. Like, I hadn't really heard anything about it anywhere else. People weren't really talking about it. I hadn't seen it on Instagram or anything like that. And I just thought, actually I thought I'll give it a go, because then I can just get rid of this book and not have to look at it again. And then it was like a 5-star read for me, and I loved it, and I still don't really see that many people talking about it, but I just think it's so good. And so when I saw that she's releasing a new one, and it's on the 13th of February, and it's queer again, it's about 2 rivals at a university, and they have a poetry professor who is really like into one of them, and then there's like rivalry between them, and then I think maybe something happens between the 2 of them, and it was giving me kind of queer dark academia vibes, and that is really all I needed. I didn't want to know too much more going in, because that's fantastic. Like, sign me up, yes please, pre-order, done. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that one. The cover is also beautiful. I will put an image of it up, because it's gorgeous. It's like black and brooding and exactly what you'd want. And I think by that point in the year, when we're kind of in the depths of winter, it'll be really like what I want to read, with that kind of creepy brooding darkness. And then the final thing that I'm really looking forward to is the new Leigh Bardugo book, which is called The Familiar. It feels like it's kind of a bit of a different direction from her. It's a historical fiction, but fantasy. It's about a woman who's a servant, and then her mistress discovers that she actually has magic, and she's been using these kind of her powers to sort of just like help her with menial tasks, and then her mistress is like, well, we might as well use this for our benefit, and like gets her to kind of help the family that she works for like raise their status. And this woman kind of ends up at the palace of the king, I think. And so yeah, and it's sort of looking at like the king and his fight with the England, I think, the ruler of England, and she gets embroiled in court and other magicians and other kind of worlds, and that's all I know. Okay, I accidentally kicked over my tripod, so I've lost my trail of thought. I forgot what I was saying, but I am really excited for that one. I'm really looking forward to like reading about golden era of Spain. It's like a time period and just a bit of history that I've never really read anything about, so I'm kind of excited to see what Leigh Bardugo does with it. I'm currently reading Ninth House, which is actually the first book that I have read by her, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, I really like her world building. I love how like dark and creepy she makes things, and I've seen loads of interviews with her, and I just think she's really funny, so I'm really keen to get to more of her work over the next 6 months. So this was me just kind of making a promise to myself that I actually would. You can see I've got the Grishaverse here, and it's like lined up ready for me to read. So yeah, really excited about that, and can't wait. So that's the 5 things that I currently have on pre-order that I'm really excited about. I think it's going to be a really fun 6 months for reading. There's like some really good things coming out. Obviously the run up to Christmas is when publishing like releases most of its, well, the largest quantity of books in one go in the year, so it's always going to be a good time for reading, and I'm really looking forward to like Christmas and I've got a bit of time off over Christmas, so I think I'm just going to try and chill this year and read as much as possible, and this will just keep the sort of monthly, so it's like I'll just have something that I'm really looking forward to each month. So let me know in the comments if there is anything that you have pre-ordered, if you pre-order, if you're excited about it, and yeah, would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.